Welcome to the Big Bone Yard. Enter at your own risk.
Okay. All right. Looks like we made it back. So we're here. This is Big Bone One Percenter, and I'm joined by Hardtail right now. Hardtail from MRF, which we're going to jump into that. But real quick, we're still here at the NCOM's 2024 convention, and man, it's been good. I wish I could have showed y'all everything live, but I was busy getting an award and stuff. That's kind of cool. I'm going to tell you about that in a few. But in the meantime, Hardtail, brother, thanks for being here, man. Hardtail from the MRF, and I'm not going to do him justice. So, Hardtail, if you don't mind, could you introduce yourself to them folks, even the funny-looking ones out there?
So I'm Kirk Hardtail Willard, President, Chairman of the Board of the Motorcycle Riders Foundation out of Washington, D.C.
Right on. So the MRF is, well, first of all, what made you decide to come to NCOM again for the umpteenth time? But why do you come to NCOM?
NCOM, National Coalition of Motorcyclists, and the clubs and the confederations, critical part of the community. You know, we've got the state motorcycle rights organizations, we've got the National Council of Clubs, we've got the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, and with what's going on in our community and the threats that we're seeing to our lifestyle and to our motorcycles, it's imperative that we all, the community continues to grow. We continue to support each other, and this is just one of the cogs in the wheel, the spokes in the rim, as it were, to make sure that we're all together, we're all working together, we're sharing information, and more importantly, just building those relationships.
Well, when you talk about the threats that we have as motorcyclists, are you talking about motorcycle clubs, bikers, independent bikers, or who are we talking about? And then what are those threats?
We're talking about all the above. It's the profiling issues and the threats to our lifestyle, and the work we're doing to further anti-profiling, working with, the NCOC and NCOM and the MPP profiling project, critical stuff, right? And when we're talking about our motorcycles, they're threatening to ban internal combustion engines. They're after, our right to repair and modify motorcycles. The EPA is putting all kinds of regulations on the emissions of our motorcycles. And we're talking about end-of-life directives, choosing a date on a calendar or an age of a bike or the miles of that motorcycle and saying that it's not roadworthy any longer. That's going on in Europe. It's coming our way. So we need to stay vigilant, and we need to unite as a community to protect, again, both our lifestyle and the motorcycles we ride, which are obviously part of that lifestyle. So
when you say, for somebody who's never heard any of this before, and you say end of life, like knee-jerk reaction is end of life sounds like I'm getting ready to die. But we're talking about our motorcycles, and I've heard it described as planned obsolescence, meaning that you buy a motorcycle on January the 1st, 2000. Well, January 1st, 2010, you can't get a part for that bike. Nobody's going to service it. And basically, you got to buy a new bike. Is that kind of the idea?
True story, right? So the real end-of-life stuff's coming out of Europe, right? Where they're looking at either, picking a date on the calendar, looking at it, doing an inspection, deciding it's no longer roadworthy, or just picking a mileage and saying that bike can't be on the road anymore. They want the bikes, they want the parts. And exactly as Big Bone said, in the United States, finding a part for like a fuel injection module for a mid-range Evo. Okay. They're not out there. You can't get them. Harley's not going to fix them. The independent shops can fix them, but they may or may not be able to get the parts. And if those parts are available, they're certified and they're restricted to where they're not going to do what we really want them to do. So those are all issues that, we're on in Capitol Hill and in Washington, D.C. every day, working on, putting resolutions together, putting bills together, educating our Congress, men and women about what our concerns are and making sure they understand the ramifications of some of the decisions they're making. Some are intentional, but many are not. So we need to make sure which are which, and we need to educate folks on which are which.
Okay. The attack on combustible engines or motors. So is this saying that the government wants us to go all electric?
Yes.
So tell us what you really feel.
So
no, yes, that's a fact. Yes.
So this green energy push. We at the Motorcycle Riders Foundation don't have an axe to grind with electric motorcycles or electric cars.
Yeah,
that's fine. But when you mandate them and through emissions and through draconian and real stringent regulations saying that X amount of vehicles have to be electric by a certain day. So they're talking certain states. California's led the way, but there are multiple states that have joined California to say by 2032 or 2035, you can't sell an internal combustion engine anymore in said state.
Right.
Or it has to be a certain percentage federally of all the vehicles, which again arbitrarily says if you have to have X amount of electric vehicles, that means we're not going to sell enough electric vehicles, so that constricts the amount of internal combustion engine vehicles they can support or sell. But the biggest concern, of course, is saying you can't sell them anymore in 12, 13 states in the United States by a date on the calendar, 2032, 2035. That's right now. It's right in front of us. It's in our lifetime. So obviously we fight that on a daily basis.
So Hardtail, what should anybody watching, what should they do if they're concerned about this? They give a damn about it. They want to keep riding until the damn wheels fall off. How are they going to do that?
So, a couple things. We've got National Biker Lobby Day in Washington, D.C. in just a week and a half. We will have representatives from 40 states. We'll have a significant number of motorcycle club members. We'll have members from the state motorcycle rights organizations. We'll have independents. And we hit all 535 offices, federal congressional offices in Washington, D.C. in one day. And you better believe they're going to hear about our concerns about California Air Resources Board, the EPA emissions, the EPA standards, EPA, providing waivers for folks to eliminate internal combustion engines. But, that's the big picture. The smaller picture is get involved. Join the Motorcycle Riders Foundation. Be active in your confederation and your coalitions in your states. Work with the Motorcycle Riders Foundation and work with the state motorcycle rights organizations. The more we talk, the more we educate, the more we engage, and the more we share. By the nature of doing that, people are going to get active. They're going to get excited. They're going to get passionate about this stuff. Yeah. But that's where it starts. Get involved in your local club. Make sure you're educating yourselves. Be part of the confederation and the coalition. There's a phenomenal network going on. The NCOM folks bring that together. The NCOC folks are bringing that together. Work with the state motorcycle rights organizations. And for the motorcycle rights organizations folks listening, I'll say the same. Be a participant, engage your clubs, work with your clubs, go to the meetings that you're invited to, make sure you have your ducks in a row and make presentations. Let's educate each other and let's together be involved. That's what we're really looking for.
Right on. Hardtail, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. And listen, if anybody wants to find out more about this, reach out to me. I'll make sure you can get plugged in with Hardtail, and no matter where you are, because this is throughout the nation, right? Throughout the country. Throughout the country. So we got some heavy lifting to do, and we want to keep riding. And this is a good way to do it because they're coming. They're coming. But hey, man, thank you. And I see Chris over there. I think Chris, is that Chris? Chris, come on over, brother. He had a couple of things he wanted to say. One thing, he never liked you, and I'll tell you why. He said something, that thing you said about his sister. I think that was kind of messed up, but anyway, thanks a lot, bro.
Thanks for what you do. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
You bet.
Hey, that was Hardtail, everybody. So yeah. Hey, Chris, come on over, man.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Man, thank you.
You got my contact information.
Yeah.
Keep this going. Let me know when I can jump on and keep doing this.
Right on. We'll do it again. So you heard him. You heard him. He said he's coming back.
You said you don't like
Very few people I don't like.
Hey. So here we go again. So Chris, and I won't do it justice, but for those of y'all who live north of the Mason-Dixon line, y'all are gonna dig Chris for a lot of different reasons. But Chris, tell us about yourself, Chris.
Well, I'm with Long Island Debate. Been there for about 8 or 9 years. Current president. We got a really great organization made up of some really wonderful people. We're doing a lot of good things to make a difference in the community, motorcycle community, work to keep motorcycles safe, protect our rights. We network with anybody we can to help better the situation for everybody on 2 and 3 wheels.
So what you're saying is you don't deal with motorcycle clubs, right?
No, we deal with everybody. We're non-denominational. We get along with everybody.
Right on. Right on.
That's what it's about. You know, the big word of the weekend here is unity.
Yeah.
You know, we all got to work together because by adding volume to the voice with population, you get more done.
Right on.
So that's big, you know.
So you stopped what you were doing and brought your ass all the way to Kansas City. Wait, we're in Missouri, right?
Kansas City, Missouri.
We're in Kansas City, Missouri.
There you go.
We're in Kansas City, Missouri, and you know, from Long Island. That's a long trip. So what made you decide to come to NCOM this weekend?
Well, we've been coming to NCOM for years. It's a great platform for everybody to get together with all the clubs working together. You know, you've seen a lot of changes in the tide over the years, and now it's rebuilding and stuff. And it's you know it's a matter of making everything kosher with everybody. We all work together to a common cause. You know, and NCOM is a great platform. We're involved with the MRF, Motorcycle Rider Foundation. We get together twice a year, 2 different conventions. This is one of them. So we got the Meeting of the Minds in September, and that's where we get together with all the MROs, some of the clubs there too.
Where's the Meeting of the Minds?
Meeting of the Minds this year is going to be in St. Louis, Missouri. So we're going to come back to this fine state. I actually hope to ride this year.
Right on, right on. Well, actually, yeah, you'll be able to. The weather won't be all nasty, so all right, that'll be cool.
Yeah, this wasn't too good this year.
This trip. What did you do? All the a number of the sessions or the seminars or any of that stuff?
Absolutely, yes. As usual, we attended Slider's presentation. He does some amazing stuff. He was
on the show 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's an amazing fella. He does so much for the motorcycle community. Him, his brother Chopper, all of them. Those are the forefathers. Those are the guys that set the grounds. For what we're doing today. Those guys are teachers now. They're not so much participants as much as they are teachers. They're teaching the new blood how to do what we do,
Right on. So I'll tell you, I think, Slider, if you've never been to an NCOM, you definitely want to plug in. You can find out information about it online, but also reach out to me. I'll get you some info so you can find out what the heck everybody's talking about. Because, for example, Slider's seminar, I know he when he was on the show a couple of weeks ago, he talked about the golden hour and what you need to do when you're riding, somebody goes down, or you're just going by, somebody goes down, they need some help, and that first hour is critical. And a lot of folks had no clue. We're not doctors and nurses, everybody. So what do you do? And what we found out is that stuff that you do within that first 30 to 60 minutes is critical because it literally means the difference of life and death.
Absolutely.
After taking that class, participating in that seminar that he does, just regular folks that went to that seminar are a lot more likely to save somebody's life. And you don't think about it that way, but literally that's kind of what's going on.
Absolutely. You know what? We all know what we're doing, but we don't know what we're doing right. So by learning from these guys, it's amazing stuff. And like you said, you can be in a situation where you can apply what you learn from him. There's nothing, no seminar that Slider does that you can't take away from. Yeah. There's always something to take away from. It's all good stuff. It's all good information. Unfortunately, I was involved in a situation where all he taught wasn't applicable to our situation. We were riding down south with a buddy of ours. One of our brothers, he had a medical event, and he went off the road. He was dead before he hit the tree. Oh, but you want to talk about feeling helpless, A couple key topics I want to touch on that.
Yeah, please.
Have your ICE information and your phone set up. His phone would survive, but it had no information. We're in the mountains of West Virginia. We got no cell service. So if you're going to be in a spot where you ain't got no cell service, buy a burn phone, have it with you. Something that's good for that area. Also get your buddy, your brothers and sisters info, because there I am. The officer asked me for his wife's name and number, and I didn't have her number on my phone. Yeah. So that's like 3 strikes, A
lot of guys don't know their brother's actual government name,
Right?
Like, who is he? That's Kickstand, or that's Big Dog, or
Yep. It's very
what's
important.
his last name? I don't know, Dog.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another story for another day. We have one of those too, but it's very important. You want to be smart, you want to be out there, you want to enjoy the ride. But if something does happen, you do want to be prepared for it.
Hell yeah. But brother, I tell you what, I'm glad as all hell you came to NCOM. It's been great meeting you. But
Absolutely.
the other thing is that we got work to do. So we're going to stay in touch. We're going to work on some stuff.
Absolutely.
There's folks in Long Island, all throughout New York, that are getting together to fight the good fight. And here's the thing, all this fighting of the good fight is also we can keep doing what we want to do, which is, ride our motorcycles, be left alone, be left to be happy to our own devices. Like we were talking about today, you do your thing, we'll do our thing. As long as your thing don't bother our thing, we ain't gonna have a thing.
Exactly. I love it.
That's kind of what we're all about. And sometimes folks like Chris have to pick up the mantle and pick up the fight so that the rest of us can, have a good damn time.
Absolutely.
do what
We're
we
going
wanna
to
do.
DC in 2 weeks. We'll be down there lobbying all elected officials because they don't like the politician work.
Yeah.
But we'll be down there walking the halls of the Capitol,
Yeah.
all for our freedoms and our rights. That's what it's about.
Right
It's
on.
great stuff.
Well, brother, thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for coming
Pleasure.
by. I appreciate it, man. And we're gonna stay in touch.
Yeah, we will.
And I think Jim.
Yeah, we got Jim
Hey,
out
Jim,
there.
Jim, what you gonna do? Will you please come and talk to us, man? What, Jim? Why do you hate us, Jim? What the hell? What did you do something to him?
Not at all.
All right.
Actually,
Okay.
I'm his fault.
Right on, man.
Good, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So hey, what's up? Insane Throttle, what's up? Lil Bird, Frank Rizzo. Hey, thank y'all for joining us. We're here at NCOM, and we just got another excellent doggone visitor, Jim Barr, who can't stand your ass. I'm just kidding. Hey, Jim, can you hear okay? This thing?
It's not coming through here, but
Oh.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, Jim, welcome to the Big Boneyard. Hold on. We got Jim Barr. Can you hear that? I don't know if you can hear
Yes,
it.
that I hear.
That's people clapping and applauding for you. But hey, Jim, another wonderful gentleman, participant, recognized here at the 2024 NCOM convention. And Jim, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
I'm from Long Island, involved in motorcycle advocacy. Been with
And-
Long Island Debate for 25 years.
But you're doing what's your organization now?
National CORE, COIR, and it stands for National Council of Informed Riders.
Right. And that's what I was trying to trick him into saying, because I wanted him to tell you about CORE, because CORE is a really cool thing. And I'm not going to take away from you, but the thing is, there's a whole lot of folks, we know there's a lot of boneheads that watch the show that are not a member of a motorcycle club, but you still actually give a damn about what's going on as far as biker rights are concerned and being able to do what you want to do. And what CORE does is address just that to those folks specifically. So what made you start? What was the idea behind getting CORE started?
Well,
And tell us, what is CORE?
it's an organization trying to identify all the people who aren't receiving information from the MROs. The MROs, the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, the motorcycle clubs, they all do stuff. They gather information and they publicize it to their members.
Right.
But there's 9 million independent riders that weren't receiving that information.
Okay.
So now take the Motorcycle Riders Foundation, for instance.
Sure.
If they put out a call to action asking everybody in the country to lobby, they'll put out the actual letter. All you got to do is sign it and send it.
Right.
Electronically send it.
Right.
And so those letters influence the legislature.
Okay.
So now if they're sending it to their members, that's a great, it's a great tool.
Right.
However, look how there's 9 million other people out there that don't know that information
That's a big
exists.
number.
So we're trying to take that information and get it spread out further.
So when you're saying like MRF doing a call to action, that's sort of like the government made a law against bikers, and we want to address the government. So the MRF, they know about it, and the COCs and the MROs, they all know about it, and they're gonna write a letter or make a phone call. So that's a call to action, right?
Yes,
like
call
to
to action.
do something
Right.
to inform your elected official or whomever it is
That you're pissed off.
that you're pissed off. You want them to know what's going on. So if you're ever pissed off about some local law, like in Florida, it used to be helmets. A call to action got a lot of folks together, and we were able to fight that. We were able to lobby the government to where the helmet law is as it is. And so now it's you ride, you decide. Wear a helmet, great. You don't wear a helmet, that's your business. But that came from a call to action. One of the things I know that we talked about a lot here was vulnerable road use, meaning in a lot of states, if a car driver hits and kills a motorcyclist, he's going to get a ticket and a fine that might be somewhere between 120 $120 right on up to about $176. And that's it. But a call to action says we want to communicate with the powers that be and let them know that that's not good enough, right?
Correct.
And so with you guys, so CORE, you guys came together, so right now you got members all over the country, not just in the Northeast, right?
Correct. We have members in 36 states currently.
How much does it cost to become a member?
Absolutely.
What's the shakedown?
Absolutely free.
You're not shaking nobody down?
Not only we're not shaking anybody down, if somebody signs up at nationalcore.org and registers, we're also going to give them a free $3,500 accidental death and dismemberment insurance policy. Absolutely free.
What's that website again?
Nationalcore.org. That's COIR. National Core.
Tate, are you writing this down, Tate?
NationalCoir.com.
Okay.
.org.
See,
.org.
That's a trick
Hold on.
question.
Let me
'Cause I
grab
knew-
a pen.
See how he did? I knew he was all right. I knew he was going to do that. No. But anyway, no,
I'm
man.
on the back of my ticket.
Back your speeding ticket.
And the reason it's free is because we're just volunteers doing this.
Yeah.
Nobody gets a salary. Nobody gets any money.
Yeah.
And if we build this network, it's all about getting people's email addresses.
Yeah.
So we have access to send them the information.
Okay.
So if we build tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of people on a email blast,
Yeah.
we could take information from any MRO in the state, in the country. And if they have, like, right now, Illinois is fighting the helmet bill.
Yeah.
Right now,
yeah.
they don't need a helmet in Illinois, but the Senate is trying to push it through.
Okay.
So Illinois has asked for help from other people to lobby.
Okay.
So they fill out, when a call to action is a pre-filled out electronic form.
Yeah.
All you do is put your name on it electronically and email it. That's all that has to be done. So when they sent that, they sent it to National Core also.
Yeah.
National Core sent it to people in 36 states.
Okay.
So those people also now lobbied and say, hey, you can add a note that we're not going into your state now or what have you.
Right, right.
It's going to affect, the consumers.
We saw a lot of that with there's some states that because of their helmet laws, the argument with I want to say Louisiana is the different MROs in Louisiana and ABATE in Louisiana is saying to their government, folks don't want to come here for big bike events like they have in Florida and Texas and their surrounding states. You're losing all this money from tourism, from biker tourism. Nobody's going to come to your state if we aren't going to be comfortable to come to your state. Go ahead.
I used to ride down to Myrtle Beach all the time.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it when Myrtle Beach implemented the helmet law in the city limits.
Yeah.
So you know what? I'm not giving you a dime anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. So
funny enough, actually, Illinois contacted us and wanted our help.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go. And Tate for you, him, you. But Tate is actually I was talking about Tate a little earlier. So Tate is the president of Lake County ABATE,
okay.
largest chapter in the state. And I don't know why they would call it the largest chapter in the state for anything, but I mean, I don't know.
I mean, and then they f***ed up and put me on the state board. I mean, who the hell does that?
Right on.
Well, thank you for what you do. We need advocates.
Thank you. Hey, after this is over, we need to exchange information.
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely.
Okay,
I got your info right here, and y'all can't see this, but I got this for you, Tate. And
Send me a picture of that.
Okay, definitely. Anybody who wants Jim's info, let me know. I'll get it to you. But so for those folks that are watching right now, how can people get a hold of you?
You can email me. It's director@nationalcord.org.
Director at National Core spelled COIR.org. Right?
.org.
.org.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, can I just expand this a second?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so now that's how we started CORE for what I said, to reach those 9 million independent motorcyclists that weren't receiving the information.
Yeah.
But just recently, within the last month, we've transformed. We changed the I from independent to informed.
Okay.
So now it's National Council. It's still National Council. NationalCourt.org.
Yeah.
But it's the Council of Informed Riders.
Okay.
And the purpose is to bring everybody under the same tent. The
Okay.
MCs, the MROs, everybody.
Anybody. Right.
Because we first identified who's missing, so we focused on them.
Right.
But then we realized we're only assisting them.
Right.
So we changed the I to inform.
Okay.
And now it is all inclusive.
So a big
and now
tent.
we have MCs coming in. We have MROs coming in bulk, like Long Island Debate.
Yeah.
They just enhance their members' benefit by automatically. They're going to be transferring them into National Core automatically, which is now going to give them an additional $3,500 insurance.
And you can stack it.
Yes, that insurance is stackable. Long Island Debate members get $4,000.
Yeah.
National Core members get $35,000.
Yeah,
so
that's
now
like us.
$7,500.
Yeah, because both Jake and I are members of Debate. He's a president. I'm a VP, but he's a president. But so you're speaking our language, man.
Actually, I got a state board meeting tomorrow, so I'll bring that up and see if I can't work that in somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, so you guys, I'll shoot you his info. You guys definitely talk and make that happen. So, so folks in Florida and everywhere else, we're interested. All right. So listen, Jim, thank you, man. Thank you.
And I want to congratulate you on your lifetime achievement award.
Thank you. And I got a really cool award, folks. And yeah, I don't have it because Miami, swiped it from me. But
she's doing pictures.
Oh, did she put pictures?
Oh,
okay.
I don't know. I ain't looked yet, but I'm sure she.
But yeah, so but I'll get some pictures and everything up. We're gonna actually do another show where we're gonna be able to share a lot more of what's going on here because we're live right now, but we'll follow up with some good pictures and videos and stuff. But Jim, thank you, man.
Thank you.
And if you could tell that son of a gun right there to come on over here and holler at us for a second.
Yes, I will.
I never liked Ed. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I didn't until tonight. He presented.
I hear you. I know, right? But yeah, man, I wish you were here. And look, the next year for the 2025 NCOM convention, brother, if you aren't here, I'm going to disown you.
Where's it going to be?
Cut you out of the will. Next year it's going to be in Gulfport, Mississippi. And now, for some reason, Ed here wanted it to be in Juneau, Alaska, but we argued that, and nobody wanted to hear about Ed wanting the next convention to be in Juneau, Alaska. We felt like it ought to be in Gulfport. All right, I might have lied. All right, I lied. He's here. He called me lying.
Tampa's a damn good area.
Riding to Juneau, Alaska.
See, he wants to ride.
I'm not fucking riding to Juneau. I don't want to go to Canada.
Well, hey, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to look. This has been a real cool thing. We're getting to talk to some real cool folks. But Ed, that's everybody and their mother saying, Ed, welcome to the Big Boneyard, brother.
Oh,
thank you for
the
through,
invite.
man. Hey, thank you. So, Ed, you want to take a minute, kind of introduce yourself to the folks?
Well, my name is Ed Sheeter. I am the State Executive Director of Abate of Ohio. I'm also the Chairman of the Legislative Task Force for the National Coalition of Motorcyclists. Thank you for coming out and letting everybody know about our convention.
Man, it's a very cool thing. I've been coming to this thing for a while, and every year you meet the coolest people, the most impressive people. I'm talking, 1%ers, 99 folks, MROs, MRFs, core, a lot of different folks, and it's an excellent, no pun intended, meeting of the minds, because there is an actual meeting of the minds, but this is kind of what this is, and the amount of knowledge that you gain in a weekend, like 3-4 days is really impressive. There's a lot of folks who say, I'm a biker, but they don't know there's so much stuff that you don't know. And you don't know until you know, right?
For me, this is always a recharge too, of getting together
Yeah.
with other like-minded people that are passionate enough about what we do
Yeah.
to get together and defend it.
Did you do a lot of any of the seminars or the breakout sessions or any of that stuff this weekend?
Oh yeah, I did them, and I actually presented a couple of them.
Okay, which one did you present?
I do a presentation on electric vehicles, autonomous technology.
That's right.
And alternative fuels.
We hated that. No, I'm just kidding. Hey, look, no, but we were actually talking about that a little early. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's we started talking about this, and I started doing this presentation about 7 years ago, with autonomous vehicles, at that time it was the push for alternative fuels, ethanol, things like that, and now it's transitioned into the push for electric vehicles. And 7 years ago or so, we started saying, hey, we need to get out and we need to get guaranteed a spot on the road that all these sensors and all this technology, we got to make sure that it's safe to operate around motorcycles.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure with this push for our ethanol up to E85 that we have fuel available for our bikes.
Sure.
And with these electric vehicles, it's not that I'm against electric vehicles, but don't go telling me I have to switch over to electric and I can no longer have an internal combustion engine.
So right now, that's what we spoke about, touched on a little bit, but a little earlier with Jim. But my understanding is right now there is a push, both federally and through certain states, to have all electric vehicles by a certain date.
Yeah, if you're out in California, by 2032, electric vehicles are going to be mandatory. The new ones will have to be. They've already started banning certain small engine applications, and California Air Resource Board had a meeting plan that we submitted a position on. But it is by 2035, they want 50% of the new motorcycles sold to be electric. That only leaves half of them available to those of us like the internal combustion engine.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't get me wrong. If you want to ride an electric motorcycle, knock yourself out. I would fight for your right to be able to have that choice too.
Right on. See, and I dig that because I think what happens is this. Like I was in the Marine Corps and we took an oath, right? And we swore an oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And part of the Constitution is freedom of speech, the right to pursue your own happiness and all that kind of good stuff. So I will argue to the death somebody's right to feel and think and say what they want to say, even if I don't like what they say.
You have the right to make a decision,
sure,
even if it's not the same decision I would make.
But don't force me to do it.
Exactly.
Don't force me to do it because me, I don't want an electric motorcycle. Like if somebody gave me an electric motorcycle, I'd sell that thing for a gas guzzling. They're not gas guzzlers, but I'd sell it for a fossil fuel using road glide in a New York Minute. But
I mean, if it's electric, you can afford both of us a new road glide. Just saying.
yeah, because they ain't cheap. That's the other thing.
And they're quiet.
Yeah.
If you want to see something that isn't cheap, just for the fun of it once, run Tesla exhaust on a Google search and see what people are paying to basically get a couple of speakers. Looks like they're built into catalytic converters so that they can bolt them up underneath their car and make vroom vroom noises.
Are you kidding me right now? That is the wildest thing. All right. So look, anybody who heard that, Google, wait, how do you say it?
Tesla exhaust.
Tesla exhaust. Which that's not. Oh, get the hell out.
Now look at the price.
So if you got an extra $3,296.95, you too can sound like
about shipping.
Yeah, plus shipping and handling. You too can sound like a regular car.
Now, can you hook an amp up to that to make it sound like your Tesla's got balls, or
like make it sound like a Mustang or something?
Yeah, actually, that is part of the programming. You can make it sound like a specific engine. You can go back and get go through the gas guzzling muscle cars that they want us to get rid of to make your Tesla sound like it.
Right on. I'll tell you what, that is some wild stuff. But I'll tell you what, I know we didn't cover as much stuff as you've got going on, as much of the fight that you guys are doing. But if you want to find out more, or if you want to get in contact, how do we get a hold of you?
Well, again, my name is Ed Sheeter. If you go to the NCOM web, the National Coalition of Motorcyclists website, I am listed there. I am the Region 4 director, co-director, as well as the chairman of the legislative task force. You can email me, ask me any information. My phone number's there. Just give me a holler. We're in it for the fight.
Right on. So,
Well,
hey, wait a minute. Bikers fighting? Is that a thing?
No. Allegedly.
Allegedly fighting.
I'll fight with the government every day they let me.
Right
Well,
on.
Ed, we actually got some stuff we're trying to work out with a couple other states. I'll get with you and get your information and get it over to the guy that's taking care of it.
Cool.
Right on. Well, hey, Ed, I got to tell you, I'm pushing all kinds of buttons here, but no, Ed, thank you for taking some time out to talk to us, man.
Thank you for the time to
listen, and thank you for the work that you're doing, brother. Keep it up, man. And in the meantime, I think we need to, Josephine is, excuse me, Joe, why are you so relaxed over there? America wants to talk to you, Joe. Yeah, because you know what? There's been no women talking here, and Joe is a woman, and she wants to tell us. Remember on the Ricky Lake show how all the women used to say that all men suck and stuff like that? I'm pretty sure that Joe's good. No, I'm kidding. All right. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna play nice.
Yes, we're gonna play nice. Please.
How you doing, Joe?
Hey, I like that shirt.
Yeah. Oh wait, what the hell?
What?
Everybody's got. He said he likes your shirt.
Oh, I like your shirt too. That's awesome.
I like my shirt. Well, okay. All right.
Well, I've been trying to get your shirts for a fucking year, and I ain't got one yet.
No,
So.
I got two of them for you. I got two shirts. Okay. Well, look, when I get back to Florida, we're gonna get a shirt, and you wear extra medium, like extra medium. Like,
Yeah, if I cut the sleeves off, I might be able to fit into the damn thing
medium
as a tube top.
a super small. All right, no kidding. We got you covered, bro. You're supposed to.
I'll shoot you a text.
All right, shoot me a text, and we'll hook it up.
I'll shoot Miami a text. She
Okay,
actually answered.
that's actually what I was thinking.
So he's
Anyway.
down in Florida?
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Oh, nice.
No, Miami's the wife, so he's gonna tell her, because otherwise, apparently, I can't get anything done. So
No.
He's
just
like
have a
my
lot
little
going
brother.
on.
Every time something's going on, he goes and snitches to the wife.
No. I don't. But when he calls, I answer, and I ride an hour and a half down 75 to go to wherever the hell he's at.
It's true.
Nice.
That's true.
When I come down there again, I should hopefully be down in Florida. I think in October.
Oh,
for
right.
my
on.
mom's birthday.
Oh, right.
Yep.
on. Okay.
Yep.
Now, whereabouts is your mother?
She's in North Fort Myers.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. You told me that. That's
Yep.
right. Okay.
Yep. And I'll give you guys a ring and say, "Hey, I'm here.
Hell yeah.
Come
Absolutely.
and hang out."
Absolutely. We're gonna get in trouble. I mean.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we're gonna be in trouble.
What we'll do.
Hold on. Legal
got all
counsel
kinds of
says we won't be in trouble.
We won't.
Um,
The attorney said we won't be in
Oh
trouble.
yeah, no,
He
we
just
won't.
said so.
we don't
Alright.
do anything illegal. We're law-abiding citizens.
That's right. We are
Absolutely.
law-abiding citizens and everything. And we go to church on Sundays, except for it's at a clubhouse. It's different. Anyway, hey, Joe, thank you for taking some time out to talk to us
Thank
here
you
at
for
the Big
having
Bone
me
Yard.
on with you.
So, Joe,
Yeah.
tell us about you and yourself and what you're doing. And why don't you like Long Island? What's that all about?
I do. It's good. I love Long Island.
Okay.
Chris was on before.
Yeah.
He's the president of Long Island Debate. I'm his second VP. And I just love being out in the public and lobbying for motorcycles rights and
Yeah.
getting people to join us and tell them about, what we do for their
Right on.
rights, their safety. And
So- How long have you been doing? Because with debate, how long have you been doing that?
I've been part of debate like 10 years now and on the board for about 4, I'd say.
So
Yeah.
Tate and I were having a conversation. What was it? I want to say not a week ago. We were talking about women being involved in the motorcycle community, and Tate, he don't like women. All right, I fit. No, but what the conversation was is that in particular in ABATE, there's a lot of women who are not just involved in ABATE, but are in leadership positions, and you're kind of
Yes.
she's a
Yeah.
Tate has from a huge chapter. He has all kinds of women that are involved in his chapter that have ran the chapter and everything else. But in other sections of the motorcycle community, you don't always see that. So, what have you had any obstacles being a woman working within ABATE, or has it been just a really positive experience?
No, it's been really positive. When I first started riding about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, we were out one night riding with the boys, and it was a Thursday night boys club ride.
Right.
And one of the guys, we went and hung out and stuff. And one of the guys was like, "Oh, what are you doing with the girls and this and that?" And I looked at him. He goes, No, you ride your own. It's okay. You're on your 76 shovel. That's cool. You
Damn.
can ride with us. Anybody else, the other women that came out, just because they were passengers, I was like, no, that wasn't right.
Yeah.
So that was about the only problem I really had one night, but mostly everybody's been really accepting.
That's all right.
Of me and stuff, and I enjoy what I do.
You're a leader in your chapter. Now, how's that been working with I assume a number of men? Do you have a lot of women in the chapter, or is it mostly men? Or
No, we do have a lot of women in the chapter too.
Okay.
A lot of guys and stuff, but I haven't really, not good. Come across anybody giving me a heart,
So we've heard a time or two. We've done a lot of shows, and we've had women on the show that have said, "Well, sometimes it's difficult working with other women, like all women clubs. They say, it's difficult working with other women because women want to fight each other all the time." But I don't always hear that in ABATE. I hear the exact opposite. What's your experience with that? Has been
with other women in debates?
Yeah, because you're kind of a boss. So how does that work? Because you're a VP in a ABATE chapter in Long Island, big personalities. So how do you manage that, or is it something that you even need to manage?
I don't know. I don't really, I delegate. To people. We work together. We're a team.
Okay.
Like I say, we're out there. We're all wearing the same shirt. We're family. And when you're out there, you respect what we do. And
See, I'm digging this all over the place. It's like you're getting my diamond recharge. That's something we say in Florida. As in, I'm listening to her reminds bikers, like if anybody's listening to you, they'll probably make comments and all that. And 2 days from now, we'll still be hearing about it. But that's the whole thing. It's like this biker community is a family.
Yes.
And when you do it right, you're a team, you're a family. I got your back, you got my back. And the end result is we pretty much all want the same stuff, which is to go out, enjoy ourselves, enjoy this lifestyle, and hopefully not get dead in the process and not be bothered too much by.
Well, I mean, we try.
Say again.
We try not to get dead in the process.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. We don't.
We try not to.
There is the jackasses that think that we're like road cones, and their job is to like hit every single one of us. But
I've had a couple of experiences. Driving down the 495, which is like the main road. They call it Interstate 495 on Long Island. And I'm riding with the boys and stuff, and somebody will give me the thumbs up. There's a chick on the bike. Cool
that's kind of cool.
And then 500 feet down the road, they're like coming into my lane. I'm like, excuse me?
Wait a minute, we were cool a minute ago.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So you got to have
hold my beer.
Yeah. You got to have eyes in the back of your head.
That's what I want to ask you. So riding in, because I was years ago, I remember I was going from, I was in New York and I had to go to Staten Island, go across that Verrazano Bridge.
Yep, Verrazano.
I felt like I was playing a game. Remember Frogger from the 80s, that video game?
It wasn't around in the 80s, but it had a resurgence in the 90s, and I remember that.
You know the game Frogger? I felt like going across the Verrazano Bridge was like playing Frogger with like extra potholes and stuff like that, just for like if you avoid the pothole, you got 500 points or something, right? And so I always wondered, because I was, I've been to the city like Detroit and New York and all these other cities. And I said, good God, it must be rough being a biker here because of like the way the traffic is and the way some of the roads are. But your conditions, like how was your experience being a biker in New York?
Well, actually, we're on Long Island, so we're like a
Okay.
suburb.
So yeah,
In the
yeah,
city, I mean, I've ridden in the city with Crest and stuff. We've gone in to like Little Italy and Mott Street and stuff. We had friends
Yeah.
that live down there, and it's an experience. It's
That's-
definitely, and then getting
You're
caught
so
in the
politically
traffic.
correct. Oh yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
God! And the heat coming off your bike.
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay.
Forget about it.
So when you guys come to Florida, bring a bike. I never say this, but even if you got to trailer it, I'm anti-trailer. However,
Yeah.
coming from New York, because it's just a joy, and I think we'll both agree. Riding in Florida is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And here's the funny thing: people who live in Florida who never ride outside of Florida don't get how lucky they are.
Oh yeah,
but
definitely.
it's great. You can hit the beaches, and got good weather 12 months out of the year.
Right.
And I think you promised in front of all of America just then that you guys are coming down, right? And
Yes.
Chris
we
is
will.
over there going like this. He's not really going like that, but I'm trying to subliminally get him to go like this. He's off camera, but we see him. We're trying to work on it. But
We'll
anyway,
be down to visit.
yeah,
It'll be fun.
I'll tell you what. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
for having me on.
Thank you for coming here. Thank you for doing what you do.
Thank
And
you.
and NCOM's a better place because of you.
Oh, thanks.
So there.
Thank you. Love
Yes.
your shirt.
Hey,
Thank you.
look. Hey, this is Josephine, everybody, from Long Island A Bay.
Good night.
Look, so I tell you what, Tate, I guess the moral of the story and what we learned here today is that for some reason you chose not to come to NCOM because is it because you hate Kansas City? Is it like, why is that?
So I actually never been to NCOM,
Okay.
even when it was in Orlando. So, Mississippi ain't that far. I can make that ride.
Okay. All right. Right on. So for 2025, excuse me, for 2025, ABATE is going to be in Gulfport, Mississippi. If you are wondering about so when I say NCOM, it's NCOM. Find out about NCOM. NCOM is the national entity for the COCs and the MRFs and the MROs, sort of like the clearinghouse. That's where everybody comes together. And on a regular basis, even though the convention is once a year, our conversations are all the time. We meet literally on a weekly basis to talk about what's going on in somebody else's neck of the woods, how that can help us wherever we are. But then on top of that, it's not just talk, because talking is okay. But more important than just talking, it's the action that comes after that. You know what I mean? Because we can, talk is cheap, as they say. It's what are you going to do now that you get the information? What do they say? When you know better, you do better. So this is just an opportunity for us to know better and do better. But yeah, in the meantime, man, Tate, thanks for interrupting your Saturday and helping us out here with NCOM, even though you refuse to come because you're antisocial and don't love bikers. I don't know.
I heard they don't like crazy ass white boys from the South, so I couldn't.
Are you kidding me right now? That's 90% of who's here. No, there's like 3 people from New York. That's it. Everybody else is some crazy ass white boys from the South. Man. No, seriously though. This NCOM has been really cool, and so we'll be talking about it more in the days to come. But other than that, man, thank you guys for coming out and checking in with the Big Boneyard tonight, and we'll be seeing y'all again tomorrow. How about that?
Hell yeah, 24 hours.
Hell yeah, that part. So yeah, I know. Usually it's 7 days. This time it's 24 hours. But in the meantime, thank y'all so much for joining us. And so we're gonna check out, and we'll see y'all tomorrow.
Later.
Peace out.